Durelle, you said love isn't enough.
Yeah.
Pause. Samantha, when you heard that, how did you feel? I think y'all are the ideal couple that a lot of people want.
Oh, dude. If it wasn't for my wife,
If love isn't enough in building wealth and being a productive and effective couple, what is enough?
On this episode of The Table, we're talking about why we merge every bank account that we have.
based on longitudinal studies, if you merge your accounts, you will do much better financially with your partner. We literally share the same bed. So why wouldn't our finances be joined?
But the truth about merging finances is that it forces couples into a level of trust that most never reach.
Something that most couples get wrong is that they believe that protecting their own money means protecting their marriage, and it doesn't.
What is the biggest fear from that successful single woman?
Well, I think
These meetings that we have, I call it prevention before intervention.
we have saved ourselves so many arguments about finances by having set time every week that we talk about it.
The reason why I want y'all on the show is because I think single people have dominated the relationship space. It's almost like broke people are the loudest people in the money space. What would you tell the brothers of what they need to do to get marriage ready?
This is non-negotiable. You have to have. After watching this episode, I hope you have one honest conversation about money with your spouse. What's up, family? I'm Durelle Bailey,
And I'm Samantha Bailey.
and you're tuned in to The Table with Anthony O'Neill.
Stewardship is the foundation of wealth building. It's not just about having a lot of money and being wealthy, but it's about having and experiencing freedom. My name is Anthony O'Neill, and you're watching The Table with your boy AR. I was 20 years old with exactly $6.32 to my name. I remember specifically cutting up a cheeseburger in half because it wasn't just dinner, it was dinner for 2 nights. I thought being broke and living paycheck to paycheck was normal, but looking back at it, I wasn't just broke, I didn't have a system in place. Everything changed when I learned how money actually worked. That's the roadmap that I specifically put inside of my brand new book, Stop Living Paycheck to Paycheck. If you're tired of surviving and you're ready to start thriving and building, go to anthonyo'neill.com/book and order your copy today. Again, that's anthonyo'neill.com/book. And let's go from surviving to thriving and setting your kids up to really have wealth. Durelle, you said love isn't enough.
Yeah.
Pause. Samantha, when you heard that, how did you feel?
I like it.
How did you
I like
hear
it.
your husband say
Yeah,
love isn't enough?
I agree. And I think after being married for 9 years, I think we've learned over time that it's not enough.
Yeah.
Wow. So I got to ask this question, Durelle, what is enough then? If love isn't enough in building wealth and being a productive and effective couple, what is enough then?
Yeah. I think you have to understand that in order to sustain and steward a marriage in the right way, over time you learn that it's not about feelings, it's not about emotions, it's not even just about being present. It goes far beyond that. It goes to intentionality in your finances, in your planning, in communicating, right? There's a lot of self-work involved. I talk about this all the time. Samantha and I come from 2 very different backgrounds. She comes from a stable home. I come from a very unstable home in every sense of the word. And so there was a lot of learning that I had to do that required me to go beyond love. I had to learn how to communicate effectively. I had to learn how to tend to her emotions the right way. I had to learn how to lead my household. And that meant understanding how to manage finances. That meant understanding how to steward our gifts and pour into her and lead the house in the right way. And so love alone is not enough, bro. You have to go far beyond that in order to reach success in marriage. Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, he's gonna get in trouble. Social media gonna be like, what, love. But it's like, I totally do understand that when it comes to specifically I would say wealth building, when it comes to, you all are very known for helping couples get on the same plan and strategizing together. Does love enter into that conversation? Like, y'all got to have hard conversations.
Oh yeah.
So I'm curious, Samantha, do you feel less loved when Durelle has to be like, babe, no, we can't do this, or we got to do this? Like, how do you feel as a woman with your emotions? Not saying that y'all are emotional, but a part of you all are more in tune emotionally. How do you set aside that for the ultimate vision of wealth building and just, y'all got a daughter coming?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
I just think that's freaking dope. Like this, my sister got a whole human being in her belly.
She baking it up right now.
Shocks even me. I'm like, I'm really doing this? Like,
It's crazy, bro.
yeah.
God is good, man.
A whole baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Anthony said, what's up? But like, how, what would you say to a woman who hears this and is like, okay, wait. Especially to that single woman, or what about to that married woman who struggles with this a little bit? Because you all have accomplished a lot. You no longer work, right? You all was able to come up with a strategy to where you was able to walk away from your job.
Yep.
And you all have built a business together, building another business together, just started another business that we won't say today, but these people got like a whole nother situation they're about to announce. So how do you separate love, the romantic side of the relationship, to the business side of the relationship as a woman?
I think that when we're doing our planning, when we're talking business, that's really where the respect piece comes in. And I think that's where a lot of people get caught up. And it's funny, I was thinking this yesterday, just when Durelle was talking, I was like, I just respect him so much that if I have an idea and he doesn't think it's a good idea, we talk about it and I hear him out, but I trust and respect him enough that if he doesn't think it's a good idea, I'm going to go with what he says. There might be some back and forth. I might really try to convince him. But at the end of the day, I trust that he's going to listen to me and he wants me to be happy. So at the end of the day, if it's not something we're aligned on and that we can both get on the same page about, then I respect that. And I think that that respect is always present, even sometimes when you go through seasons where the love fluctuates.
Wow. The love fluctuates in relationships?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It fluctuates?
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
Oh, man.
What would you say to other men, Durelle, who are watching this show and they want to build wealth with their spouse? And I think sometimes men, we could just be like, no, we could just be straight to the point.
Right.
9 years of marriage.
Yeah.
What is something that you've learned that has helped you get Samantha on board moving forward?
I think the first thing is you have to, this is non-negotiable, you have to have a vision. That's the first thing, first and foremost, because I think a lot of us get it twisted, is that we know that we are called to be leaders in the household, and we know that we are expected to be the quote unquote head.
Yeah.
But that comes with a responsibility. Now, that responsibility has to be backed by a vision. And so when it comes to Samantha and I've learned that the vision can't just be, hey, I just want to be rich and so that we can just go and do what we want to do. The vision has to encompass, what is our legacy? What do we value the most? I need to know what she values the most. When I got with Samantha, one of the things that she told me is, hey, I grew up traveling the world. I grew up learning about different cultures and being immersed into different cities because my father was in the military. I understand that that's a part of her values. Okay, well, leading my family, that needs to be a part of my vision for us, right? And so understanding that, okay, cool. She wants to travel. She wants to enjoy life. I also want to do those things. Now, if that is a part of vision, what does it take to reach that vision? Now we can start getting technical. Now we can start looking at, because a lot of people say, well, I want to be rich. I want to have a lot of money. And that most times comes from, well, I didn't have a lot of money growing up. And so I just want to make sure I have a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you don't have a vision, you won't know how to steward the money that you want to make, right? And when you have a vision and then a plan, And now you have the money coming in. Now you can steward it appropriately. And so I think for the husband who is looking to lead his family, it starts with a vision. That vision is not just what you want. That vision is inclusive of your wife's vision for her life as well. And then you mesh those together and you grow from there. And so, but it has to start with a vision.
So now as a single man, what I heard you tell me is when I'm blessed to find my wife, ask her what her vision is.
Absolutely.
Ask her upbringing.
Yeah.
Because Samantha traveled.
Yeah.
Since the time I've known y'all, it's been about a year. Y'all have been out of the country at least 4 or 5 times.
Oh, dude. If it wasn't for my wife, we would be in the DMV 364 days out the year.
I was like, yo, these boys, they travel just as much as me.
Hey, look, listen.
Like, bro, Japan.
Dude, that's right. That's right, man.
I was saying all the places.
Yeah, Dubai. Yeah.
Y'all have been all over.
Oh, dude, man. Listen, my wife gonna make sure this year alone, we done been on a plane at least 2-3 times a month.
Yeah.
I think in June.
Y'all going on a plane next week.
Exactly. And we just got off one the other day. Okay. My wife wants to get out and move. And I love it though.
Yeah.
I love it because it is what makes us happy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And there's a way to achieve what makes you happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By planning it out, by being intentional. And so, you know, she understands that my vision is making sure that our family is squared away financially for life.
Facts.
And beyond that, whenever I'm going, I want to make sure that I'm planting seeds.
Yeah.
So there's a tree that provides shades to my grandchildren.
That's it.
And their children and their children. And she knows that.
Yeah.
And so we meet. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, you need to have the same expectations and visions to be successful as a couple. That's not true. That's not true. She didn't come into this like, oh, I want to save, I want to invest, I want to be, you know, she wasn't thinking that. She was thinking like, I always say this, she came in like Jesus. Jesus came that we may have life and life more abundantly. Samantha's like, I want life and life more abundantly. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, you know, but we got on the same page as far as what we both wanted.
Yeah.
Now it's my responsibility as a leader to then strategize, okay, how do we get here?
Yeah.
How do we leverage our strengths to get here? Right. And I think those conversations is what has led us to, at 31 years old, next week I'll be 32, in 2 weeks she'll be 32 as well, to her being retired, to me being able to walk away from the military and be an entrepreneur full time, to us both having 6 figures saved and invested, you know, to us never having to worry about, you know, I'm looking at building, you know this, I'm looking at building a home studio. We have money put aside for that. I can go ahead and grab that, you know, but also, like you said, we just came back from Japan. We have money put aside for that.
Yeah.
It's because it's in alignment with the vision.
That's so good.
And there's a lot more that goes into that. There's work,
Yeah.
there's sacrifice, because I know social media gives folks this perspective that, okay, as long as I have vision and I strategize and I work hard and I'm in alignment with my spouse, then I'm good. But the truth is, everybody's timeline is different. That's why I tell folks, your lane is good enough, but you have to steward your lane the right way in order to get what God has for you in the end.
Listen, family, AI is not the future. It is honestly right now. You see, if you're still trying to figure out how to get ahead, but you're stuck trading time for money, you're already behind. That's why I really want you to check out the AI Automation Bootcamp from my friends over at Careerist. You see, this isn't just another tech course. This is a step-by-step, hands-on program that teaches you how to use AI to automate real business tasks. No coding required. You'll learn the exact skills companies are desperate to hire for, and you'll build a portfolio that gets you paid. And I'm not talking about average pay. I'm talking about like $90,000 to $140,000 a year, or side income you can run from home. That is absolutely amazing. You don't have to guess what to do next. They walk you through every step of the way. And here's what I love. You get a real career coach until you land, let's say, your first job, or you launch that business. Listen, if you want to stop watching AI pass you by and start using it to build wealth, go to anthonyoneil.com/AI automation and get started today. Again, that is anthonyoneil.com/AI automation. Please don't get left behind, family. Go check it out, and I promise you, you'll thank me later.
This is good. I see why she respects you though.
Mm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Samantha. She respects you because you gave her what she still desired.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, why would I disrespect the man or not listen to the man who's I told him what I desire? He may not be giving me everything, but the important things are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I can then submit to the vision of our family to where I may get a no here today, but then I'm gonna get a yes on the things that really matter.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's why y'all are extremely successful, man. And I wanted to bring y'all back on. I want to bring y'all on like at least quarterly, because I think with me being a single man, I can't speak to the relationship side of things.
Yeah.
And I want to see more Black couples, young Black couples, winning in their marriage, but then also winning in their marriage financially.
Yeah.
Because think about it, man. Y'all have, a daughter coming in.
Oh man.
And it's like, man, that's another human being. It's another mouth that needs to be fed.
Yep.
Another body needs to be clothed.
Yes.
And you said something that was that is brilliant, man. You said, I want to build trees that provide shade. You didn't say I want to build trees that provides branches. Shade is covering.
That's covering, bro. That's
And
covering.
I'm like,
That's covering.
the passion man said, oh, I can reach out.
Oh, come on. Come on. Come on.
I mean,
Come on.
like how many
Yeah.
32-year-olds are thinking about providing covering long-term for their people?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So talking about covering, man, and you said something about social media.
Yeah.
And Samantha, I want you to talk about, because I brought down some questions for this one.
Yeah.
Social media is teaching. And y'all situation is different because y'all got married in your 20s, right? But let's say, Samantha, you super educated, right? You got a master's degree, right?
Yep.
Crazy. And you got your master's, crazy. So, but let's say y'all met today, okay? 32, successful, you live in DC, you making six figures. You 32, you're successful, you making six figures.
Yeah.
Social media is teaching our ladies to protect themselves before they even go into the marriage,
Yeah.
right? Have your own, save your own that he doesn't get access to.
Yep.
You all clearly did the opposite. But if you were getting married today, if you met Durelle today, right? You got your own bag, you successful, the guys are lined up, but you chose him.
Yep.
Are you believing that same method that social media is teaching to protect yourself, have your own money that Durelle can't even touch?
I think if I met Durelle today, I would have the same mindset, but it would take more time.
Ooh.
I think that we were so young that everything we built was together. So it's easy for me to give my friends advice and say, merge your bank account, do this, do that, trust him with the vision. But when you have the time to build your own vision, then you want to protect that and you want to make sure you're getting into a relationship, potentially a marriage with somebody who's going to be able to build that with you.
Yeah.
But for me, I think in order to have a successful relationship, at some point you have to make that decision. I understand that for women who have already built something of their own, it might take more time because you have to build more trust. But I think the goal would still be to get to that point with him.
What do you think is the biggest fear when you talk to your friends? You even have a sister that just recently moved here who's super successful, right?
Doctor.
Yeah, she's a whole doctor, right? So she ain't making just one set of six figures. She up there.
She got a few.
Yeah, she up there. Like if you're just in a room with your girls without saying no names, and sisters in there, your sister-in-law's in there, and you have a lot of successful friends. I've met your lady friends. Lord Jesus. What does that conversation look like? And with you being the one that's married, right, to a successful man, how are you encouraging them today in 2026? Like, what are they saying to you? Like, no, I can't. Is it that they're fearful of us? Are they fearful of divorce? Like, what is the biggest fear from that successful single woman?
Well, I think marriageability is the problem.
Marriageability?
Yeah. I read this book. It's called The Two-Parent Privilege.
Okay.
It is an amazing book.
Yeah.
But it talks about, especially with Black men, how marriageability has decreased. How men used to be, women weren't necessarily becoming as educated as they are now.
Facts.
So they were providers of the family while the woman was able to be at home and nurture. But now that women are becoming more educated, they're making more money, they have more on their own, it impacts the marriageability of men, because what women once looked for in a man has completely shifted now.
Has it?
If a woman is making, 6 figures, it's going to be hard for her to go for a man that's not making that. But you have so many things that have contributed to that. You have, trade jobs from trades are no longer in the country anymore. So there's just a whole conversation. But between the girls, that's the issue, is it's just hard to find somebody who's at least at their level or doing better than them. So I think my advice to them always is we put so much emphasis on how much the man is making and how successful he is that a lot of the other things just kind of get brushed off to the side.
Facts.
And I think that a lot of times for women, when you find a good man that has potential,
Wow.
you can build with him. And I think you can pour into him and help him reach that level. He doesn't necessarily have to be there today.
He got to be somewhere though.
I was just about to say that.
I ain't letting my daughter. I ain't letting my daughter just date anybody. You about to be out here just building. You gotta be somewhere, especially in your 30s and 40s.
You might find a man that makes the amount of money that you want and it is as successful as you want him to be. But is he loyal to you? Is he somebody you can trust? Is he someone you're excited to come home to every day? Someone you actually want to wake up to every morning?
Right.
So I think those things need a little bit more emphasis for women, because a lot of times men just need somebody to kind of help pour into them to get them where they want to be.
If I was in the room and I heard that, I think I would be like 50-50. I think 50% of it is right, marriageability.
Yeah.
I recently went viral online because I said, brothers, if you're complaining about lack of money, if you're complaining about I don't have the money to pay bills, but then you come home and you can play Xbox, you can play PlayStation for a couple hours a day.
Yep.
And then in the same week, you complain about making money.
Right.
Your priorities are off.
Yeah.
That you have to set that PlayStation and Xbox, as a matter of fact, throw it away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get on your game.
Yep.
Because if my niece comes to me and says, Uncle Anthony, my boyfriend played a PlayStation all daggone day, and we don't have enough money to pay the bills, I'm going to have a problem with that.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Right?
Yep.
And the brothers, when I was going through all the comments, thousands of comments, do you know the only people who attacked me, bro, were the men?
That's crazy work.
The ladies are like, speak. The brother's like, nah, man, that's my way of escaping. Man. Nah, man, that's my way of escaping the world. And I'm like,
wow,
bro, that's a problem.
Right.
You need to be in the world working.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
You got a daughter on the way.
Yeah.
Do you know the state of men today? There are a lot of good men out there. I would say Anthony O'Neal is just getting to the point within like the last, I would say 5 years of, well, I say 3 years of being healed from issues I didn't even know was there.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Always made the money.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the things that you say we need to focus on because I was healing from things I didn't even know I need to be healed from. And so now in this season of my life, I'm like, okay, I see things differently. What would you tell the brothers of what they need to do to get marriage ready? So that way her friends are not saying there's none out there. Like, what is it that we got to do specifically as Black men to get there?
Man, I love that question. You know, if I was single right now and I had met Samantha and I'm trying to figure this out, what I would do, and I was talking to a young man at the rec center like a couple weeks ago. I go there every now and then, play basketball. 26-year-old young man. And I asked him, I said, what you got going for yourself? And he was like, well, you know, I'm just working right now. I say, okay, what does 30 look like for you? Because it's 4 years out. He said, I don't know yet. You know, and so I said, I said, well, have you started thinking about, you know, how you're going to make money, how you're going to be able to provide for a family one day, different things like that. And, you know, he's just like, not really. I'm trying to figure it out. So I said, why don't you think about joining the Air Force, just to give him something that he can strategically do that can set him up. And his first question to me was, well, are there cute girls there? Like, are there, you know, and that was really concerning for me, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, brother, you know, handsome guy, about 6 foot, you know, got potential, but his mindset is worried about the women that he's not even prepared to have. And so I would say the first thing that I would be doing as a whatever whether you're 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, I would be trying to strategize on how I am going to earn an income. That's the first thing I will be doing. The very first thing. I said, because you can be the sweetest guy, you can be the nicest guy, you can have emotional intelligence. There is not a woman that I know, and I know a lot of them because she got a lot of friends, that is going to go after the nice guy just because he's nice. Yeah. You have to be able to provide. So that's the first thing I would say.
It goes back to what you said. Love ain't enough. Nice
love ain't enough. Nice ain't enough. Come on, man. That's so good.
He's sweet, but that ain't enough.
You know, listen, look, you can be handsome, but they're going to get over that real quick when they see you in there playing NBA 2K27. You know, you're going to come real ugly real fast, right? Yeah. And so the first thing I would say is you need to be strategizing, okay, how do I sit down and figure out what effort can I put in that's going to get me a reward, and is this reward scalable? You need to rack and stack some different opportunities, okay? And think to yourself, am I going to be able to make enough at this job, or do I need to start thinking about how I can invest in myself so I can get a raise, or I can go get another job that I can sustain a family with? So that's the first thing, is strategically thinking about how I can earn an income. The next thing I would be doing is I would be doing what you just said. I'll be making sure that the parts of myself that I know for a fact that I've been ignoring, the anger issues, the depression, the alcohol, whatever it is that I've been ignoring, I need to go get that figured out. I need to get me around me some good men. Yeah. I need to get around some healthy men, some married men. I need to look at my environment and say, okay, who do I need to be around so I get pointed in the right direction to start fixing and working on me, right? So get my income, get myself together. And this is the most important part. But the reason I didn't say this first is because we are notorious for talking about how we gonna pray something away. But this is the most important part. You need to get a relationship with the Father. You need to get a relationship with God. And I don't mean just go to church. I don't mean I love what you said the other day. I called you the other day. You was like, bro, I just left prayer group. I was like, this is, God, I thank you for attaching me to the type of men that go to prayer group. We're not talking about, I just left church on Sunday. I just left prayer group. When I hear that, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. And so we can't, the Bible says faith without works is dead. So I just gave you the work aspect. Right. Now we gotta make sure it's coming from faith. Yeah. And I promise you, when you're in line with God, man, he'll send you the right woman. He'll send you your Christina Milian from Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Wow. It's the Christina Milian for me. Lord Jesus.
It's coming.
Hey, man, I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that, man. I would definitely say I'll probably say within the last year, 12 months, I've really, really, really been attaching myself to married men, more so of single men. Yeah. To learn the attributes of a husband and a father, because I have the attributes of success and wealth. Yeah. Right? I have that. But I didn't have the attributes and the things that require a good, healthy husband and a good, healthy father. And I've learned so much from you and Samantha, from my boy Courtney and Ronnie, who just recently got married, from my closest friends, Stephen and Zai. Man, I'm able to really dive deep into with him. And then from my parents, I can't respect well, I'm gonna be quiet because this ain't a relationship show. Let me skip through that.
A lot of people want to know, bro.
Let me be quiet. Because the reason why I want y'all on the show is because I think single people have dominated the relationship space.
Yeah.
It's almost like broke people are the loudest people in the money space.
Wow.
And it's like, for me, I'm like, yeah, no, I'd rather talk to y'all 9 years, even though y'all are younger than me. Y'all have season that I've never experienced.
Right.
So I'm like, Okay, I'm gonna bring them in because I think y'all are the ideal couple that a lot of people want.
Yeah.
Men want to be the leader. Men want a woman that's going to submit to them. Men want to feel like, yo, my wife rocks and trusts me no matter what. Right. You got that in Samantha.
Yeah.
A lot of ladies who are smart and educated, they really don't want to work like that. Or they want to do what they want to do,
right.
but they still want to do the things that they want.
Yeah, that's right.
Samantha got that.
That's right. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep.
So it's like, we need more examples of this, of how do we have love and how do we have money?
Yeah.
Mm.
And you all talk about this on y'all's show, the Bailey podcast.
Yeah, the Bailey way. Yeah.
The Bailey way.
Yeah.
Right? Real quick, I want y'all to talk about the Bailey way, and I got like 4 more questions.
Okay.
What is the Bailey way, and why should they be watching the show?
You want to answer?
I think to the point you made, we recognize that there's a lot of discourse online about relationships. And we were getting frustrated with it. And so we were like, the conversation around relationships, especially Black marriage and Black relationships, needs a healthier voice. And so we talk about everything from marriage to finances, life, now parenthood, even some of the tough times that we've had. Because we talk a lot about we've just kind of started building our presence online in the last 2-3 years. Because before that, we were in no place to actually be online and show up authentically.
Wow.
We've had to put in a lot of work into our relationship to be in a place to be able to actually speak about relationships in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So that's what the podcast is about.
Yeah, I think it's important to provide context, because oftentimes people will see the highlight reel of things and they sort of, either play the comparison game as to why I'm not there yet or whatever case may be, or they may say it's performative or whatever the reason is. I think it's just important that we give insight onto what it took to get here. That's why I will quickly talk about my upbringing. We'll talk about hers. We'll talk about our early days in our marriage and what that looked like and how there was a point in time where we had phases where we had a lot of resentment built up toward each other. The thing is, we want to take what people are saying is abnormal and show them that any person that's been married for this amount of time, these things are normal.
Yeah.
You don't just walk away when things get tough.
Yeah.
You don't walk away when you disagree on how you handle your finances, right? You don't walk away when you fall out of your infatuation phase, right? Because a lot of people think, for whatever reason, if it ain't like that, then I don't want it. What happens when it ain't like that no more?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we felt like it's really important that we not just show y'all, okay, how we built wealth. That's cool, yeah. But how do you get what God intended for you to have?
Wow.
God saw Adam and he said, it's not good for man to be alone. I'm grateful that God gave me a helpmate. So let me steward this the right way and show people how I'm stewarding it.
That's so good. That's so good. Y'all, we're going to drop the Bailey Way inside of the show notes. So I want y'all to check it out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to see them often. Because I believe my part and my mission of this assignment is to help you build wealth, get out of debt, and really get that true financial freedom. And a lot of y'all are married or in a serious relationship, and I can help you with the money side, but I can't help you with the relationship side of things, right? And so I want you all to dial into their podcast, subscribe, send them questions. They're even answering people's questions because I think it's needed. We got to expose more godly, healthy, real, authentic, and I'm gonna say this respectfully because I don't disrespect nobody out there, but good looking Black couple. I'm gonna leave it right there. So go subscribe to the podcast. But I'm curious, Durelle, Samantha, what does y'all's bank account situation look like? Do y'all have like one bank account and Samantha has a debit card? She can go charge anything. You can charge anything. Like,
Oof.
What does that situation look like as a couple who's building what you all are building?
That's a really good question. I love this question. And I'll tell you why. But and I think it does help that we got together when we were really young. But I also think that, glory be to God, we both had the mindset of a team, right? And so all of our accounts are joint, with the exception of our personal accounts that we give ourselves allowances to go buy whatever we want with. And that has transformed over time because as you learn more, you're like, okay, you know what? We could spend on the credit card and then pay that off and get points and different things like that. But to answer your question, everything's joint, man. Our checking account is joint. Our savings account is joint. She has visibility onto everything. We both open our apps. We can see everything. The only thing we can't see is our personal accounts, which is important because once we decided that, hey, we're going to get an allowance to spend whatever we want to spend and whatever we want to spend, I don't need to know what you're spending your money. I don't need to track that.
Facts.
And I think that that's where a lot of discourse can happen, where you're trying to figure out how much are you spending, all this other stuff. Well, if you have an allowance, that solves that problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so yeah, but everything is joint, man. We're one team. We literally share the same bed. So why wouldn't our finances be joint?
That's crazy.
This kid has our DNA.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, everything's joint.
So Samantha, when you want to spend more that's inside of your allowance, how do you bring that? Do you just go buy it, or do you have a conversation with Durelle, or have you just gone and bought it and then you told him afterwards and then you just deal with the heat or whatever is coming? How do you do that? Because I think a lot of ladies are like, but wait, if I get an allowance, that's like maybe what, $200. But what if I want this brand new purse? That's $450. What? Here's two questions.
Okay.
What does Samantha do authentically? Then what is the right way to do it in that case?
I'm glad you asked it.
Yeah.
So it's funny because when we first started doing our allowance, it was like $200 that I had like the month. I had like the
whole month.
This was years ago, though.
Years ago. But it was the same. Like,
but let's be real, that will be probably the average person right now.
At 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
But I respected that $200, and I was like, I'm gonna make this stretch. I'm gonna go buy clothes, whatever. But whatever the allowance was, I genuinely respected that. Wow. However, where things did start to go a little bit astray,
talk about it,
is, in my opinion, the allowance is for me specifically. Okay. When it comes to things for the home, which is another part that I love to spend money on.
Yeah.
That is something that we do have larger conversations about, and that comes from the joint bank account.
Okay.
But I think the key is having those life meetings. And we have saved ourselves so many arguments about finances by having set time every week that we talk about it.
Wow.
So at this point, there really is no spending that he's not aware of outside of the allowance, because if I want it or if it's something that we need, I know on Tuesdays we're going to have our meeting and I'm going to say, hey, I need an extra however much because I want to do this with the house. Or this is outside of, my allowances for me. This is something that's going to benefit both of us. So it shouldn't come out of the allowance. It should come out of the joint account.
Yeah.
And so it's taken a lot of time and alignment.
I don't know if you saw, sorry to cut you off, but I don't know if you saw, but a couple months ago, Samantha revamped our whole living room.
I did.
Yeah. And so that was a conversation she brought to me during our live meeting. She was like, hey, I'm tired of this. I want to switch it up. I've been inspired. I want to change up everything in here, and my immediate thought wasn't like, oh, well, we didn't budget this out. We sat down and had a conversation. Well, how much do you think this is going to cost? What are we going for? What's realistic for the budget that we've assigned for this month, different things like that. And we got to a place where we both agreed and we went from there, right? And now we both love the living room. But yeah, so that's how those conversations go.
Yeah.
So live meetings every single Tuesday. And I'm asking from a relationship perspective because I love that.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say, Samantha, you have something you want to do, like for the living room. You thought about this on Thursday.
Yep.
Do you wait until Tuesday, or do you start the conversation on Thursday, or do you do like research, go to him on everything? Like, how do you present something major like that to him?
Start texting me pictures.
I'll start planting the seed. So that way when we get to the live meeting, everything's there. But I'm super organized, and I also know that I don't like to hear no.
Okay.
And I know what it takes for him to say yes.
That's smart, though.
So I will he should have no questions. Literally, when it came to the living room, when it comes to a trip, whatever it is, I make a spreadsheet. This is what we're going to do every day. This is how much because this is how he needs to see things to be able to say yes. this is what it's going to look like. This is how much this is going to cost. This is how much that's going to cost. And sometimes it's, okay, yes to the couch, but those chairs are too expensive. Let's bring the chairs down. So I make it really easy for him and kind of present it to him in a way that is going to make sense for him. And then we just kind of tweak the plan together. But I always come to him with a plan.
Yeah.
But I do plant seeds ahead of time so he knows the conversation's coming.
Wow.
Yeah. And what I appreciate about her is that I don't ever feel the need to, it's never any friction, because if I share with her, okay, I don't think this is going to work for right now, but maybe we can reattack this in a couple of months. She's, you know, it's like, I'm not saying no, I'm just saying not right now. And she's not throwing a fit behind it. It's like, you know what, I understand that. That makes sense. And I'll explain to her why I think we should push it off for X amount of time, because maybe this is a priority right now over that. And so it just leaves room for us to be open and transparent. So there is no, because at the end of the day, what this all is, the whole point of it, these meetings that we have, I call it prevention before intervention.
That's so good.
We are preventing any resentment. We are preventing any issues down the line so that we don't have to intervene with a shoe flying at my head, you know, a year from now.
Yeah.
Right. You know,
and I think I want to say too, that just because Durelle leads the finances in that way, like you guys talked about the studio, he leads in the finances, but we'll still have conversations even about things that he wants to do too. He'll make sure that I'm on board, like the studio. We talked about it this morning and I was like, yeah, go ahead, do it. It makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then I'll ask questions or sometimes tell him like, hey, I don't think that makes sense financially right now, or explain to me why that makes sense right now.
Right.
So it goes both ways too.
Right.
It's not that it's always me kind of having to ask. I think it comes back to that respect conversation of let's make sure we both agree on this, especially if it's a large amount of money.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the merging of accounts for you two, and I even think it's for everyone, it's not a difficult thing as long as you have good, clear communication.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I will say this, I think it's important to identify what works for you in your household.
Right.
That is so important.
Right.
My opinion, which is backed by experience and scientific data, is that it is smarter to merge your accounts. However, everybody ain't the same. And so some people may say, well, look, I just came out of a 10-year marriage. I love you. This is great or whatever. But for my peace of mind and sanity, I need to be able to manage my own accounts for right now. And if that works for y'all, then it's as long as you're aligned and on the same page. But I am going to give you the information to know that, hey, scientifically speaking, based on longitudinal studies, if you merge your accounts, you will do better, much better financially with your partner. But yeah.
A woman came to me and said that I couldn't be with her.
Yeah. Me too. I agree with that.
Because
right?
I mean, it's like, as much as I've accomplished and as much wealth and stuff I'm bringing to the table, I'm still merging my accounts. So if I'm willing to do that, because I agree with you, I can't say this is the destination. I'm in this lane and you're still in that lane.
That's good. That's good.
And it's like, no. It's we need to merge lanes.
Yeah, we're driving together.
We're driving together.
Yeah.
Right. And I believe in a marriage, for a season I may drive.
Yeah.
But in another season, because it may be something that you're strong in, you're gonna drive.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna support you.
Right.
But we're still getting to that destination.
Yeah.
And if we're saying we want to build wealth and provide shade for our children,
Come on. Yeah.
Hey, I just put in $50 into their 529. You want to put in $50 too? It shouldn't be like,
Right.
We
That's
did
good.
this.
Yeah.
Like, hey, babe, I want to open up. I want to buy a house for our kids. You cool with putting in 500 of your money?
That don't even sound.
That don't sound right.
But that's right. Like we have friends that are married, and that's really, hey, the light bill's this much this month. You pay
What?
$50.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Well, I'm not knocking it. But that's not what
it's
I'm
a real
teaching here.
thing.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely
real, a
not.
lot of couples do
Yeah.
that.
But I think you
Yeah.
can get so much further if we don't have to have that kind of conversation. We
That's
can
right.
have a wealth conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a bigger conversation about trust
Yeah.
in your relationship.
And I understand.
Right. And that's why I threw in there, when you're preparing for marriage, make sure we before we get there, we're healing the part of us that needs to be healed so we can actually exist in the powerful marriage that God wants us to
So
have.
good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So good. Last question.
Yeah.
Y'all are about to be a mom and dad.
Ooh.
Has that conversation came up in y'all's life meeting about what are we doing now
Oh, I love this
for our daughter? And if so, give me one or two things that from going back to what you said in the beginning,
Yeah.
the shade.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
What are y'all doing now to provide that shade for your daughter?
Samantha will tell you, we were in Miami a couple weeks ago doing the gender reveal, and I spent about 2 hours online researching what I need to do to make sure that this little girl is going to be okay. Because the truth of the matter is, in 2045, she'll be 18 years old, and whether you accept it or not, AI is coming, and it's coming very fast. What that means is that the job market is going to look extremely different than it does right now. The way we traditionally make money can be very different 18 years from now.
For sure.
And so, and me thinking about that, I'm thinking, okay, cool. How do I prepare her for what's to come, not knowing what's coming? Well, what I can do is make sure that she has options, the way you have options if you have money.
Yes.
And so what I've done is I've looked at 3 different options. I've looked at investment custodial accounts.
Yeah.
I've looked at the 529 plan, which I've served over a decade in the military. So I have my GI Bill that I can pass down to her, so she doesn't need that.
Right.
And I've looked at opening a trust and putting an account in the trust.
Okay.
And that way I can set rules. The thing about an investment custodial account is this: once she turns a certain age, depending on what state she lives in, she then has full control of that money legally.
Yes.
That is her money, either 18 or 21.
For sure.
We both know that what's important to you at 18 or 21 is not the same thing that's going to be important to you at 30.
Facts.
And so we had a conversation whereby that's probably not the best route for us, because we want to make sure that she's stewarding that money properly.
Okay.
So what we're leaning towards right now is opening up a trust, putting her account into the trust, and funding that every single month. And we're going to set specific rules around that money. And so we're going to look at what that looks like. Maybe it's going to be, okay, when you're ready to get married, you'll have money aside for that. When you're ready to purchase a home, we'll have that down payment squared away for you. Hopefully we'll have the whole payment of you. I'm going to be aggressive when I'm putting money into her account. And so these are the conversations we're having. Do we have it all figured out right now? No, but before she gets here on January 28th, we will have it figured out.
Facts.
Yeah, but the conversations are being had, and we know that we are going to be investing. I've also looked at opening up 15-year mortgages on a couple of different houses, and that way it kind of pays itself. And by the time she turns 18 years old, we'll have that. So looking at a couple of different things, but these are the conversations that are being had. Yeah.
Yeah. That's providing shade.
Yes.
That's definitely providing shade. And I love that.
Yeah.
I would still open up with 529 though. Here's why.
I love it. Okay.
529, because you had a GI Bill.
Yes.
They had a GI Bill. 529 still for college.
Yeah.
So it can be used for anything that supports college.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
So let's say GI Bill covers it.
Yeah.
The 529 still goes to it. Depending on the school that she goes to, they'll issue that back as a refund to help her pay her rent, help her pay anything that she needs. You all can still set boundaries around that though, as far as in what it is.
Right.
So if she needs to live on an off campus, right? If the loans is it is an apartment for school, 529 would take care of it.
Gotcha.
And because you're in the state of where you're at, don't put your personal business out there.
Yeah.
It's a write-off for y'all.
Very true. Very true.
So it was like, really, I think all avenues are legit.
Right.
But you just got to use it and just really just, I would fund it all.
Yeah.
And then put it all up underneath your trust.
Yeah. Love it.
So I have all that.
Yeah.
It's all in my trust. And like you said, I have guidelines on when my nephews, when my niece can touch those funds.
Tracking.
When my child, if I ever have a child, can touch those funds. But I mean, I just love the fact that before your baby is even out of the womb, you all are having that conversation. Because what typically happens is when they get out of high school,
then
now they're trying to have
everybody trying to scramble and figure it out. And
so, man, I just want to say thank y'all, man.
Bro,
for what y'all are doing. Love what y'all stand for. The Bailey Way show is just amazing, y'all. Make sure y'all go subscribe to it because, I mean, just listen to their conversation, right? And so you can't say, of course, she gonna submit to him because she looked better than him. He ugly. There's no excuses here. Right? You can't say she's, it's the man got a vision. He's working the vision. He's providing for his family. He's giving her what she desires. She's giving him the respect and the love and the support that he desires. And they're doing it in a healthy way. And so, but they have some real conversations over there, y'all. So go check them out. Subscribe to the channel. And I promise you'll be blessed, man. We'll see you on the next show. Peace out.
Take care, family.